To President David Bogan, Vice President Kimberly Hack, Executive Director Michael Shin, and the Board of Trustees, esteemed professors, faculty, staff, and all those who've aided in selecting me for this tremendous honor, I deeply and most sincerely thank you. I am humbled and filled with immense pride to be recognized in this historic way for my artistic contributions to our American theater canon and for my lifelong advocacy for representation, equality, and belonging for all on stages and off. But before I go any further, I'd like to give it up for BOCO class of 2024. When I say Bo, you say Co. Bo! 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 That's what I'm talking about. I salute you. I salute you. See, you give a group of artists a direction and they're ready to go. They're ready to go. This is what's so cool about us artists. We stay ready to go for it, and I am so grateful to be a member of your tribe. And what a monumental day this is for us all. Looking out at all of you graduates, I can't help but think that each of you are exactly where you are supposed to be in this very moment. You are now members of an elite class of artists, musicians, dancers, creatives who have graduated from this esteemed institution and who have gone on to do great things. Some of your idols, artists like Quincy Jones, Kimiko Glenn, Andrew Durand, Esperanza Spalding, and Melissa Etheridge, just to name a few outstanding graduates. When you think of the legions of musicians and dancers and artists who have studied here, you may think of the impact they've had on you, their successes, their struggles, and even their failures. But I want you to think about why you admire them. How has their work influenced you? How have they changed our cultural landscape with what they've contributed? Now think of one artist that you love. Have them in your mind? Got that person? Great. Now, what is the one thing that you have in common with them? They all started their careers right here. Just as you are feeling excited, ambitious, nervous, determined, all of the emotions that go through the mind of a creative, so have they. It is a part of being an artist. Today you join the ranks as you've chosen a path of creativity over a path of compliance. It has been said that success is where preparation and opportunity meet. And when we think of preparing ourselves for our lives, we often think of all the work we have to do, all the hours of rehearsal, all the practice, all the prep. But once you've gotten all of that knowledge, I want you to follow the one thing that feels easy. Now hear me out. What comes naturally to you it feels that way because it is meant for you. It is your purpose. I'd like to share some words from the late, great Joseph Campbell. Follow your bliss, and the universe will open doors for you where there were only walls. If you do follow your bliss, you put yourself on the track that has been there all the while, waiting for you. And the life that you ought to be living is the life you are living. There have been a lot of walls in my life, times in which people told me I couldn't or shouldn't or wouldn't. But that has always fueled me, this Sagittarian. When I got out of school, one of my first audition experiences was for the role of Ti-Moon in Once on This Island. See, I would go to the corner store, it was a little kiosk, and buy the backstage. Oh yes, it was a newspaper back then. And I'd sit in McDonald's, because it was what I could afford. I'd sit in McDonald's and I'd drink my tea with lemon, save my voice, save the gift. And I'd flip through the backstage to find auditions. And one day, there was an audition for a role in a show called The Story of Timoon. She has to be black, can speak with a West Indian accent, can play a teen, and they needed actors to be able to dance and sing. I said, that's me. So I went to the open call at the Equity Building, and when I got to the hall, got in, through the doors and in the hallway, there was no one waiting to be seen. Just an open door leading to a room with a disinterested pianist and a casting director, probably the assistant's assistant, who barely glanced up from their books and newspapers. So I started to sing. And then they asked me to sing again. And then they asked me to dance. And then they asked me to come back later in the day to meet the first string casting director and sing for them. Then they asked me to come back and sing for the assistant director and to do a monologue. Then they asked me to come back the next day to meet the choreographer and director, Graciela Danielle, and to learn the choreography. Now see, up to now, I've been involved in the process 5 times, and that was just the beginning. So, see, I didn't have an agent, I didn't have a manager. All I had was my talent, my ambition, and my drive to show them that I was worthy of being in that room. And there were still 3 more auditions to go. In the end, I was cast as Timoon, and the song that my character sings, waiting for life to begin. It has gone on to inspire generations of musical theater ingenues of all races. This fills me with so much pride. Looking back, I had no idea in choosing to buy that backstage instead of a Big Mac, I made a good choice. I bet on myself. I was nominated for a Tony, which I did not win, but in my mind, that vision that I had for myself way back when I started my education was being realized. I had followed my bliss. All of this to say that how you feel about yourself is right. Your ambitions, your dreams, your visions, all of the things you want for yourself wouldn't be taking up the space in your heads, in your hearts, if they were not right for you. For those of you who know me, you know, or have read my bio, you know that I'm an avid gardener. I've just planted some new rose bushes this year, and they require a lot of TLC. But once you figure out how to show them the gentleness and the kindness that they need, they grow effortlessly because they know they are roses. And no matter how hard a rose works, it cannot be a daisy. So, work on what your gift is. We are all on an arduous path as creatives, one full of challenges and heartbreak. But when you figure out how to show yourself that perfect blend of gentleness and kindness that you deserve, you will flourish. Not only will you open doors, you will build them. And within them, you will build tables and new seats to invite the next generations to come and converse and collaborate with. So graduates, go get your destiny. It is waiting for you and ready for you. Thank you for this tremendous honor, and congratulations, Boston Conservatory at Berklee class of 2024. You did this.